You make the beats, I fix them. Let's fix. Nah, I don't even really feel like that's the way. Do you feel like your beats are trash? Well, I'm here to fix them, so send them my way. I'll fix your beats. Send them right now. This first submission comes from Dipple Beats. Bro made a Utopia Mike Dean 11 beat. I don't know what that means. You got a Utopia beat though. Let's give it a listen. Yo, bro is cooking. Bro is cooking. We got some stuff that we want to fix for sure. Because your mix kind of degrades right around here. Like this is what I'm gonna focus on because the mix goes downhill fast, right? What do we got this? Solid chords. This is like the world's ugliest bell. Yo, low key, like putting this on fade stereo would give it more of that psychedelic Travis Scott vibe. Oh, yo, you just made a whole loop and then chopped it back up. I mean, you do you, I guess. Like, what? Do you have all of these? Okay, you got them in different tracks. This is weird what you're doing. You're doing some magic here. What do we... I mean, yeah, that's fine-ish. I'm still gonna turn it down. And we want to make a little bit more space in your mix, so I'm going to make some of these things stereo. These would be perfect in stereo. Not a whole lot though, like 17%. We can turn them down too. Okay, we got this pad. Oh, yo, that is like a spacey pad, bro. Also, by the way, I met DJ Payne while wearing this shirt. Kind of fire. Flexing out here. Flexing. Yo, we can stereo separate this. We don't want the lead stereo separated then. Yeah, this is the vibe. We get the pad, some stereo separation. We turn it down a little bit. I hate the lead sound, bro. Hate that. Okay, we got a piano. So this is where the issue with your mix is, because you don't even really hear the piano. Because the chords and pad are taking up so much space. Also, you got like this obsession with cutting things down here. You're not even cutting it. Bro, you're not even cutting it. We don't need to cut it. See, just opening that up gave so much more room for the piano. It's crazy. That almost single-handedly fixed your mix. Okay, we got the bass. Oh, you rendered it. Okay, that makes sense. I was confused. The bass do be good though. I like the sound you used for the bass. The bass is fire. Okay, what are you doing here? I mean, okay. You turn this off, which is fine. I'm just gonna turn the bass down a tiny bit. You don't need to do too much. Your mix is pretty solid other than what you had going on with the melody. Weird that you're stereo separating the snare 100%. Questionable. I don't think we should do that. You're gonna get more out of your snare if you don't. And we can turn it up a bit. Okay, the hi-hat pattern you got is kind of goofy. Not the pattern. I don't like the sound at all personally. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the Havoc drum kit, which you can get only on presetsupply.com. We got all these fire drums up in here. I don't know which one will work best, so let's just experiment. Probably, are you doing something to the hi-hat? Why are we doing this? Why? It's a hi-hat and you're taking out the highs. It's a hi-hat. It's not a cut out the hi-hat. What are you doing? Like, your hi-hat sounds so much better. And this is not even your hi-hat. This is my hi-hat. It sounds better now. In every way, every part of the hi-hat sounds so much better. Oh, you got two hi-hats. The dookie hi-hat in here too. Oh, you're doing something terrible to this hi-hat. Oh no, it's the same. You put them in the same channel, bro. What are you doing? I mean, they sound okay together, layered together. They sound not bad. Something I would personally do is just kind of cut the length on this so you get that bounce for it just cutting off sharp. Like ever so slightly. Also, I would drop this down like a note. Okay, and then your open hat is like, not a bad volume, but I'd turn it down a bit. All right, you got a kick. Ooh, what are you doing with the kick? I would maybe sidechain the kick to the bass and low key to the melody. I want to give it a bit more impact. Let's just sidechain it. Yeah, I don't want it to be too thick. Like, we'll keep it pretty chill. And then on the melody, we got to do the exact same thing. But it's like curve 3. But this will give it a little bit more impact when it hits. Okay, I didn't even address this yet, but I just saw you got an 808 here, right? You switch up, you go 808. Nothing's wrong with it other than the fact that you panned it for some reason. What are you doing, bro? Stop. Doesn't make sense. Don't love that one note you're going to. Yeah, don't really like this. This is the piano. We already kind of addressed it a little bit. Do you even have anything going on over here? What's crazy too is you're cutting, but you're not cutting. Like that's how you cut. This is cutting the frequencies out. What you did was just you reduced it as much as possible. You didn't even like really get to your rhythm or anything, but I feel like your rhythm's pretty fine. You could probably put something here, it'd be kind of bouncy. This next beat comes from Felix, and Felix says, yo, Riley, yo, I like your videos and I've learned a lot from them. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. You would really appreciate if I fix this beat. I will give it my best shot. Let's give it a listen. Okay, yeah, I see what you're trying to do. I think you kind of like build like this slow, like you know, it's cool. I think what you could do, maybe this may be a terrible idea, but let's give it a shot. Make this unique as sample, and then we're gonna speed it way up. Reverse it. I don't know. I'm just pitching ideas at this point. Just because you desperately need some variation in some regard. Like, your whole thing is pretty straightforward. Your drums are not changing. Your melody is staying pretty consistent. Like, you can do a lot to just add some variation. I know you drop down to an octave here. This is, I guess, would be like the verse. You know what I mean? You got this counter melody. What even is this? It's so quiet. I can't hear it. Turn it up, bro. Oh, yeah, it just sounds bad. This is a classic case of something sounds bad, so you turn it down so absurdly quiet that you can't hear it, and then it just kind of becomes, why is it there? Like, it does not sound good. Listen, the better fix for what you're trying to do is just cut out the parts that suck. Like just ever so slightly, just trim it. You do like a little rinky dink, like bam. This also doesn't sound too pleasant. See what you were going for though with it. So what I'm gonna do here is like we could take this and definitely mess around with it. You know, like this has potential. I don't know what kind of potential, but let's see. Yeah, let's cut that out. Let's just use this. Yeah. I mean, this is something. I don't love the sound, but like we're getting somewhere with it. And then you just multiplied the volume. I don't get why. I don't understand the purpose of this. Yeah, I don't like this idea that you got going on here at all. Why did I turn like American, Texan for a second? Yeah, let's EQ out a ton. See, I'm okay with EQing a ton like this in a melody for just like something like this. And then we can just slap a bunch of reverb on there and it'll sound better. Okay, let's look at the drums because you're doing something not bad, but like right here, you got such a good opportunity to make this hit harder. Like this, you could do something cool. And personally, I think it's always better to do something cool than not. So like you go, what? Then we could like pitch this around if we want, play around with the velocities, you know, like have fun. Maybe we pitch this whole section up a bit. Ooh, okay, you got like a weird bounce going on with your accent snare in the first place. Yeah, it's a little bit better, like moving this around. I really don't like that. Oh, I always cringe whenever I see like a fast distortion because I don't like the sound. Your 808's gonna hit more. I don't know, this just feels kind of weird to do, so let's not do it. Also, it's gonna get really like plain and boring if you have every single one of these hitting on the first beat. You know, like sauce it up, mix it up, add some flavor. We're just gonna do this. Have it hit a little bit more on off beats, kind of get that bounce going. Because now it feels like this 2 bars of 808 sounds like they're kind of working together. They're talking together as opposed to like, oh, I talk, you talk. Terrible explanation, but it makes sense. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. And you could definitely turn up your spins a bit more. What's going on with your melody bus? You got, okay, so these are just things you have. You got Fruity Love Filter on the whole time. What's your EQ doing? Honestly, those highs are kind of nice. They're not the greatest sound I've ever heard, but they add a little bit of flavor that you're missing. Definitely adds a little bit of flavor. I feel like we could slap OTT on this and this would go crazy. Yeah, we're cooking, we're cooking. A little bit of fresh air. Sprinkle that in there, bring it out. Make it a little, like pop a little, you know? And those are both free. This isn't, but you can use any reverb to do it. We might need to turn this down a tiny bit now. Also, you're stereo separating it like by a sliver. You can do more. Okay, so now we gotta get into your drum mixing because this is kind of wonky. Your clap here is a tiny bit quiet. We can definitely turn that up. Like your clap doesn't need to be crazy loud, but you want it to be louder than what you had, not by a whole ton. Usually, like if I'm mixing a clap, I don't like to use my eyes, but if you are new to mixing, typically I find my clap ends up being around -6 to -9. That's just me. It could be different for everyone, but your clap is a little bit too quiet. Also, I don't love this clap for this beat, but you know what? It's fine. I'm gonna just pitch it down like one semitone. That's the theme of the video. This is what it means to tune your drums. Not your 808s, none of that. Tuning your drum sounds. They don't need to be in key because they're percussive. That's a hot take for some people, but it's a fact. Percussive instruments don't need to be in a key. other than like piano and stuff. But like snare is a very short, choppy sound. You don't need it to be in the key. That's not how it works at all. It does not work like this. What you do need is for it to sound good. And if you want it to sound a little more evil, a little dark, a little more thick, whatever you want, a lot of the times you can just pitch it down, solves your problem. That's night and day, honestly. Like your clap sounds way better. You're bringing out that's the thing. If you're mixing or you're doing something with the sound, you want to bring the best out of the sound. Now, what is this hi-hat? I mean, it's all right. I would rather we have a little more tail. Gives it the flavor we want. My personal problem with your hi-hats is that they feel like you just put rolls everywhere because you're like, oh yeah, I put rolls everywhere. That's my thing. I'm the roll guy. But they don't really add anything. Up until like this point, I'm like, yeah, that's not bad. This roll just feels pointless. Like, I don't get any pleasure from hearing that roll happen. It doesn't really do anything. And you could definitely like throw in rolls that aren't on these like this is rolling into the first beat. You have a roll on the first beat. You're rolling in the same place every single time. You got to get a little more, not energetic, but do something different a little. Go down an octave. Just get weird with it. Yeah, we'll just leave it pretty basic. I didn't change that much with it really. Got this open hat. Hitting. Why is this so quiet though? This is like absurdly quiet. Like you can't hear it. Like there are some things that should be felt and not heard, but this is just neither. It's just not there. This is a classic case of the sound sucks, the pattern sucks, so you turned it down just because you wanted it in the beat. We don't really want this because if you have a sound that's in the beat and it's not adding anything to it, there's no point to it being in the beat. The other thing too, you got like this cool little riser into a crash, totally fine. I just want to say that this is a great point of impact. A lot of people sleep on those in their beats, and having an impact when you build some energy, bring some energy in, it's always a good thing. We did not even touch over here. What is this? That's kind of fire. We should definitely deal with that someday. Fixed enough. I've given you some ideas. I've given you some concepts to take home, study, master, and learn. Also, by the way, Faded Wade thinks I'm 5'7". 5'7", bro. Comment down below how tall you think I really am, and I'll let you know. Also, I'm still blown away that Faded thought I was 5'7", bro.
Wait, man, I think you're like 5'7", man. Sorry, yeah, I might be.
5'7".